Hello there and welcome to this week of Rugby League, and in this program you're going to see highlights of last Wednesday night's National Panasonic clash between Canberra and North Sydney. We'll also feature some of the highlights of the Commonwealth Bank Schoolboys Cup match, and that was played between St Patrick's Dundas and Canterbury Boys High, whilst the weekend matches you're going to see on Saturday last, Souths and Wests at Redfern, and our NEC big game was the one between Canterbury and Penrith. But first things first, let's go back to where we started. That was last Wednesday when Canberra took on North Sydney. Firstly, the Canberra Raiders, and looking quite strong with Belcher, Fay, Meninga, Meredith, Ferguson, Henjack, O'Sullivan, Gilbert, Atkins, Elliott, Grant, Lance as the hooker and captain, and Coyne as the other prop, and they're coached by, well, the now Australian coach Don Furner. North Sydney, a couple of notable omissions there. Olsen Filipina is out, and so is Jones, the Queenslander, who's been performing very well. But still quite strong. MacArthur, Kiss, Tate, Florimo, Simons, Cannon, Friend, Graham, captain at the back of the scrum, Hanson, Teasdale. Bella's been playing well since coming down from Brisbane. Wright as the hooker and Cross as the other front rower. Incidentally, last Sunday in Adelaide, just before we kick off tonight's match, South Australia, they played Victoria in the qualifying series, and South Australia were the eventual winners by 20 points to 14, and they'll now play Western Australia in Perth on the 6th of April. With Victoria now knocked out of the series, it'll be between South Australia, Western Australia, Northern Territory and Port Moresby to see who will challenge Eastern Suburbs in a first-round match, and that'll be played at Brisbane's Lang Park.
Cannon finding the line 10 metres out from the Canberra Raider, from the Canberra line. This is Andrew Simons. No score. The ground, I would think, just with the dust settled from a couple of showers through a thunderstorm. But here's North with a good chance. Oh, gee, that was an important tackle. Dean Lance, the captain and hooker. They still might score, the Bears. That's good long passing by Clayton Friend. Mark Cannon's galloping back towards the centre of the ground. He's about 15 metres out from the Raiders' line. Bella back to the hole behind the play of the ball. But this Canberra defence is quite solid at the moment. They're right on the 10-metre line. They're in front of the uprights. Cannon, there goes the grubber kick, but fielded nicely by Canberra's centre, Mal Meninga. See it again on the Foster's replay, and taken in slips there by Mal Meninga. Belcher giving it immediately to Ferguson, away from one. He's gone around another. No, Simons has come from behind to make the tackle. He's lost the ball, Ferguson. This is Grant. Through Henjack, and Meninga's pass it. There's a chance on here for Freddie Teasdale. Teasdale leading the race for the ball. I think he'll give a try. I think he's going to give a try. Yes, scored by Fred Teasdale. Just when it looked hopeful for Canberra, the ball came down off a Meninga pass, and he's given this as a fair try. Now here it is on the longer replay. Meninga tried to get a short pass away. The defence absolutely pummeled him, and here's Teasdale playing the whistle, and the referee awarding a fair try to the North Sydney second rower.
The pass was probably on out wide, but when Meninga realised the defence was up so quick, he should have hung onto the ball. He tried to pass under pressure, and that's the result.
4-0 in favour of the Bears. We played this final, the Cup final, back in '76, I think it was. There's the extras. And 6 points to 0. Les Kiss, the goal kicker. North leading Canberra in the National Panasonic. Here's Gary Belcher. Came from Souths in Brisbane. Almost certainly he came from that club along with Mal Meninga. This is O'Sullivan, one of the fastest players in the game from around the scrum base. Over 25 metres, I doubt there'd be a player could round him up. Now Coyne. Back to the blind side. Elliott through one set from Belcher. It's a forward pass, says Spagarino. And Atkins throws the ball into the ground in disgust. He was home as far as he was concerned, and there's the ball. Fractionally forward, I'm sure you'd agree. This is Bella. Again, Clayton Friend. Well, I know there's a huge rap on Mark Graham, and that's almost an international rap. But goodness gracious me, I can continue to ask myself the question, why don't we see more of him in situations when Norths need him? This is Fay. There's no question he has the biggest reputation on the ground and is probably the best player on the ground. But how many times have you seen him take the ball up tonight? And the match is 25 minutes old. Here's O'Sullivan. Ferguson getting the pass back for a good support player in Gilbert, then to O'Sullivan, but he's ruled it forward. The Norths are going to have to be very, very careful. If Ferguson decides he's going to fold in around the play of the ball or even to dummy half, he's going to cause them a lot of trouble. Another North scrum win. This is Nigel Tate. Cannon was on his outside screaming for the ball. He'd run around to back him up, and Tate went the other way. This is Hansen. Right in front of the sticks, 10 metres out. Bella. Bella, still going, Bella. Good, strong performance by the front rower from North Sydney. Couple of metres out from the line. Through to Clayton Friend now. Grant goes over the top and pays the penalty. Friend turns it back now for Hansen. Big Hansen's within 2 metres of the line. Strong defence there by Gary Belcher, the fullback. Hansen toes it ahead, but it's a penalty to Canberra. He's penalised him, I believe, for not facing goal. Elliott. It may have been touched in flight by North. Referee didn't indicate that. So the scrum is to pack about 30 metres away from the North Sydney line. Here it is again, the kick. A couple of minutes out from the break. Canberra winning the scrum against the feed. And this is Meredith. Well backed up, Henjack. Cut out pass to Fay. Away from his opposite number. Inside the 22. About 15 metres out from the line. Can Canberra score coming up to the break? Ferguson tippy-toes his way through to within about 2 metres of the North Sydney line. It's the first real time that North's defence has been tested, and the two wingers are doing the job, Terry Fay and John Ferguson. Fay to play the ball. The line just a metre in front of him. The ball spun away now to O'Sullivan onto Henjack. He's able to get away from Teasdale, goes back into the traffic, and is pulled down there by Nigel Tate. Back it comes again now for O'Sullivan, away to Elliott, across to Meninga. It's been raked back by Meninga, touched by North Sydney. He may give 6 more tackles if Canberra have got the ball, but they haven't, and North's come up with it. He obviously felt that North did not get a touch to it, and this is Nigel Tate.
That was the first real opportunity that Canberra have had to put some pressure on, and it was through their two wingers. John Ferguson left the left flank and went across and joined Terry Fay in tandem on the right. They almost came up with the goods for Canberra.
Terry Fay, a much bigger winger than Johnny Ferguson, but as I said earlier, a very talented player in his prime. Is the kick for Cannon. And Belcher getting right underneath this, about 30 seconds out from half-time. Tackled by Friend and Teasdale. Fay trying to break through there on the fringe of the play-the-ball area. Almost succeeded too. Oh, Elliott holding it back. When had he have passed, they certainly had the numbers, Canberra. Just 20 seconds approximately from the break as O'Sullivan tries to get through the ruck area, but he's tackled 5 metres his own side of halfway. Elliott. And another scrum may form. May not have time to form, in fact, down on the North Sydney 22 line. One gets the impression if Canberra are to win this, Ferguson and Fay are going to have to get in there and take the ball out themselves. They're the ones causing North any trouble at all. There's the break, and North Sydney leading Canberra by 6 points to nothing. Breeze at their backs, Canberra, in this third quarter. They obviously haven't got a great deal of confidence in the goal-kicking department. Played by Bacco. This is Coyne. Now Gilbert. Through Elliott. Henjack, Meninga. There's a chance here for the Raiders. Belcher passes, and Meredith he'll be penalised. Penalised for a double movement. Well, they seem certain to score, Canberra. I'm glad if I know how they didn't score. Let's see it again on the Foster's Lager replay. It was a good piece of work by Meninga. It was a beautiful pass. Belcher, well, probably had to pass. Here's Meredith. Oh dear, oh dear. I've got a very grave doubt that the ball carrying arm never touched the ground. The man is entitled to promote the position of the football. Graham. Into an opening. Here's a chance for the Bears. They're going to go. No, they're not. MacArthur's been grounded. Short of the line by Terry Fay. Freddie Teasdale over the line, hanging over the line, in fact, like a vine. And he's lost the ball. This was the break as Mark Graham burst into an opening. I thought MacArthur would score, but Fay came in like a swarm of bees all over the top of him. Belcher running off a good ball from Henjack. Quick play the ball in the same way they should go. Henjack deciding to go the back towards where the forwards are coming across. That's where he's run into his Waterloo. 32 metres out from the North Sydney line. Bacco has put a bit of venom into the Canberra drive, the forward drive. Back now for Henjack and across to Coyne. Short ball Meninga. Lofted ball over to Ferguson. Ferguson, and he's tackled on the 22 line. About 8 minutes of the third quarter to go. O'Sullivan, Elliott. Over now for Meredith. The run around for O'Sullivan. Down, not held. Now he is just outside the 22 on tackle number 5. Elliott's in position for the kick. And there it goes off the left foot. Wide. Belcher's going fast. And let's see how he rules here. I think he's going to give a try. Yes, it's a try to Canberra's fullback, Gary Belcher. It looked to me as though the North Sydney player fielded the ball, but Belcher took it off him on the way down. There's the Foster's Lager first replay of it. Simons, yes, he had it, but he lost it on the way down, and Belcher claimed it.
Well, I'm still not convinced that it was a try. It was a great kick by Elliott. He put it up into a space over on the right flank. Simons went back to get it. He did field the ball in the field of play, but then he lost it. As to whether Belcher got it down or not, I'm not convinced.
About 9 metres in. And Meninga's missed it, so it's Canberra still leading. I think about North still leading by 6 points to 4. Oh, dubious feed. And the lock on the halfback put on a rehearsed play. Belcher comes onto it. Meninga does likewise. He's tackled over on the 22 line. That was a beautiful piece of football from the scrum, won by Canberra, and Canberra piling on the pressure as we find Johnny Ferguson trying to free himself from a tackle about 15 metres out from the North line. Running with it now is Meredith, the centre. 10 metres out, 4 minutes from the break. And across it comes now for O'Sullivan. A short pass for Elliott. He holds it back and tries to break through. Coyne backs him up and gallops inside the 22. Belcher gets a pass away for Sam Bacco. And Bacco is grounded. Desperate stuff from North Sydney. They're a metre out, the Raiders. There's a chance from the dummy half position, but it's gone out for Coyne, and Coyne is in to score. Well, North Sydney simply ran out of puff in the final analysis. They just couldn't keep holding Canberra at bay, and all of that can be placed firmly back on the North Sydney mistakes that they incurred. We saw Kiss make a mistake. There's the try on the Foster's Lager replay, and then another player was taken into touch, wasn't he? And that's why Canberra were down that end of the ground. Breeze with him. In fact, it'll be across the flight path. He's got it. Good kick by Mal Meninga. And Canberra are leading Norths by 10 points to 6. Cannon's kick down to Terry Fay. And he's in a pretty mean mood, Fay. He's been running very strongly, causing his opposite numbers some headaches. Meninga. That's what I like to see Meninga do. Go in and do the job yourself, Mal. And that's 6 more tackles as Gilbert comes up with the ball. Across now for a long ball from O'Sullivan through Henjack, Elliott, and put down by Belcher. Out from the North Sydney line, there's Mitch Brennan, 31 these days, and Captain South to the 81 Cup victory. This is Mayo, a brother of Big Steve Mayo, who gave service to North Sydney. Bella. If Norths are to be beaten, it'll be no fault of his, I wouldn't imagine. It's Cannon. His kick into the breeze, which is fairly strong, and Belcher's running the ball back over the halfway. Oh, he's gone right through some terrible defence. Belcher will score a 70-metre try. So Belcher widens the gap between these two sides. His second try of the night, taking Canberra to a 14 points to 6 lead. Cannon kicked, Belcher caught, and Belcher then swerved and swerved again and ran. The defence, he beat 3 of them. Defence was disgraceful from North Sydney. And this Queenslander, who's possessed of a lot of talent, picks up his second try. Here's the Foster's Lager's second replay.
When you're chasing a kick, it's important that your line goes up together so there are no holes. Otherwise, if they go up in fits and starts, you can sometimes thread your way through, and that's exactly what Belcher did. He picked his way through the defence, and that should seal this game for the Raiders.
Big fellow, and he's got it, shaving the inside of the upright. 16 to 6 in favour of Canberra. Norths went from almost a canter at half-time to be now in dire straits. Hitting MacArthur on the head. Back to the 22, and he's dropped it. Well, there must be something wrong with playing football down inside that 22 zone. Canberra were playing terribly when they had to guard it, and now it seems like it's a contagious disease. Norths have caught the same problem. And it's O'Sullivan tackled 10 metres out from the line. But Canberra looking very much like they might put another one on. Here's Big Meninga. Belcher goes looking for his third. Back inside for Henjack. Around the corner for Walters. And Walters is 3 metres out from the line. Canberra leading currently by 16 to 6. Henjack throws a long ball across the back, but it's North Sydney coming up with it. Bella. Graham. to kiss. Inside Meninga, running into Terry Fay and then actually falling in the path of Big Mal. This is Nigel Tate around the back for Mayo. Backing up is Tate and play almost on the halfway. Lemon Henjack. Graham getting a pass away, but it went very low for Blinkhorn. So Canberra come back up with it. 11 minutes of time to go, and Ferguson! Ferguson's coming to the halfway, and MacArthur was able to put him down just sufficiently long enough for Graham to come from behind and tidy him up. Well, that's bad news if it is the case that Mark Graham has broken a collarbone. Backo. Walters. Reaching the 22. Still a few tackles remaining in this set of 6. O'Sullivan. Canberra yet to register a victory this year. Here's Elliott putting through the drop goal, so it takes Canberra to an even bigger lead now. 17 points to 6 in favour of the Raiders, and I would think putting a bit of value into the footy tab picked the result. Meninga stepping out of a tackle, able to get it away to O'Sullivan backing up. He's like an obedient dog, this man O'Sullivan. He's always at your heels, and here's Mitch Brennan going for the corner. Nice tackle. Bootleg stuff. Fay will go very close to scoring here. In fact, he could see the line. I think he might have been even over, but pushed back. Walters is in at ruck half. O'Sullivan can't handle. And the referee has said play on. And this is Martin being wrestled there with the ball. 5 tackles gone. Back for another drop goal. Now Elliott decides to pass. Belcher gets a kick in. Came off a North Sydney player, dived on by MacArthur. Fay away from the winger Kiss inside the 22, and he just ran out of recruits. There's the siren. He had a strong game, Terry Fay, plagued with injury, fighting back onto the football field, and he played very well tonight, I thought. Here's the scoreboard for you. Canberra 17 defeating North 6.
Pushes forward for Dundas, not that much either. And coming off the boot, no knock-on, says referee O'Keefe. Not exactly well appreciated by the Canterbury supporters. Nice stepping here, and he showed some good form already tonight. Sean Ryan, plenty of dash. And they tell me you can watch out for his defence as well. Serving it up. There's a cat out across the face of his prop. Spinning it out, and back on the inside. Let's see if they can do it, and it's White. Hard. Right up there, almost to halfway. Back to Brown. Straight away through McLennigan. There's a nice break by Gardner. Gardner on the fly. A bad pass, though. Out to Fox. Fox looked as though he was going to get it. And over there, Anthony Kwok. So they're on the quarter, and they look as though they've got plenty to handle, too, with plenty of speed. Out wide, and it's Dundas just inside Canterbury's quarter. Is there anything you can do? We can do better. Back it comes through Murphy. There's the high ball. Pressure on Kim. And over the dead ball line. Jason Overloo. Now through Vong. Scaff. Coming now is Zar. Nada Zar on the quarter. Handled well by Ryan, who took him. Still piled out on the right. As Zar comes in, Nassar Zar. 30 on the right was Flavaris. Couldn't get the ball away, and Scaff again. And now they come to the left. There's a nice chop out. Oh, Will! Nessa! No, it's Cutler! Cutler in to score. Great stuff. And Canterbury are on the board. And he loves finishing. He was right on the target. Lovely ball, Billy Anderson.
It was a good try by Canterbury and the one they needed. They've been putting a lot of pressure on. It was a good long ball over the top here by the halfback Scaff. Catra came onto it. He knocked it forward. It looked as if he wasn't able to hold it. He was finally able to do the juggling act and pull it in to cross in the corner.
Now let's see how they can go with the conversion, if any. And here is Czar coming in. Oh, I think, yes. Judged it to perfection. They lead 6 points to 0, Canterbury over Dundas in our Commonwealth Bank Cup from Leichhardt. Coming to acting half is Sininovalu, and hard man to contain. 15 metres out from Dundas's goal line. Swung out through Scaff. Coming onto the ball beautifully, Tom Flavaris. Oh, he's got it. Oh, what such energy and determination. He's 1 metre out. Talk about a buccaneer. They're holding him up, Balaro, and he's only about a metre out, and now it'll be Vong there at acting half, and Laswan coming up on Canterbury. They've got a good shout out here on the left, and Scaff says there's the little chip through, little prod through, and I think it came off quite. Oh, he's away. Back inside to Flavaris. And it takes Sean Ryan over the top to Holding. 10 metres now inside Dundas's territory. Spooning it out through Scaff. Cut out. Over to Catra. Catra looking for backup. Gets it. Good one. Kim's still running. Now out wide. Eleutherio back inside. Canterbury still with the ball. And only a metre, 2 metres out from the goal line. Well run, Eleutherio. Georgie Eleutherio. He'll play it. Now Scaff from acting half. 2 metres out from the goal line. And Canterbury really applying the pressure in the van and all go. A couple of cut-out passes here. That's a bit better. Alaro out to Flavaris. Here it comes to Sininovalu. In. Top stuff. Try they deserve. Dominance in the backs. Dominance in the forwards. And wasn't their running a pleasure? And their cut-out pass lovely.
Well, there was some great passing in this movement. The ball found its way all along the back line, and then the forward bobbed up there. I think it was Chiba Alaro. He got the ball over the top. It went on to Flavaris. Flavaris found his winger in the shape of Sinivanaru on the outside, and in he goes.
Top stuff. Here it is back in action replay for you again. And if you remember, I said a couple of cutouts here to do nicely. There goes the big floater, ballooned over the top, taken by Alaro. Now it's picked up by Tommy Flavaris, and then it gets it here to Jay Sininovalu, and the big winger thump over determination. What's it over to, Murphy? Oh, gee, they had it won, and it was well won by Canterbury, and here's Catra. Strong fend. Oh, he's through! Oh, would you believe it? This is the 5/8, and I tell you what, storms, high seas, flats wouldn't have stopped him. What a beautiful individual try. Young Brian Catra, and it's 14-2, as simple as that.
This is the third time tonight that Canterbury have been able to win a scrum against the feed, and really that's the story of the match. Catra went through some fairly flimsy defence. He pushed off 1, 2, 3, came to the fullback who was standing flat-footed, and he just had too much pace. A little change of direction, he went around him, and over he goes to score a very important try just on half-time.
Having a look at this try again, and just give you an idea of how this young fellow outspeeds, outthinks everyone, an all-rounder with confidence and such explosive pace. Canterbury standing deep. Nice cut out, comes to Metza. Gives it out here well to George Eleutherio, and hiking along the line beautifully. Brought down just outside. Dundas has caught about 10 metres out. Now it's Czar getting it back through Scar. There's the little chip over the top. Running back forward is Fox, and picked up well by Smith, their right flank man. And coming off. Pick him up in a moment. Oh, it's Andrew Kyriakopoulos. Had an outstanding first half. So here's Catra. Catra lining up a lovely pass. Metza took it well. Back up again. Catra, is there anything that Blake can't do? He's still out of two. A crowd had run out of room. But by gee, Billy, what a player.
He's a good player. He's an enterprising 5'8" who likes to run with the ball. He darted across field here. Looked as if he might have gone on with it himself, but just put his foot into touch as he threw the ball back in field.
Coming away for them, taken by Flavaris. Was Sean Ryan, who's put in a heavy game for Pats.
Played very well, Sean Ryan. He's done his tackling around the rucks, and he showed that ability to step through the rucks when in possession of the ball.
And regathered by Chris Fox for Dundas. Sheffield with his first touch of the ball to the quarter. Dundas behind by 12 points. Canterbury leading 14-2. Brown telegraphing it almost. And another scrum.
Just that little bit of hesitation in Dundas's play at the moment. They've had a couple of opportunities to do things, but they can't find support. They're just playing without a little bit of confidence.
Sheffield is a runner. He's fresh and really boring into the work. Brought down by Metzer. He's fairly faultless in defence, the young centre. Murphy and Brian Smith is the young man who drives it up for Dundas. Now Ryan, short ball to Matthew White. Nice close one. We're about 8 metres out. Now McGlenigan. Cooper. Out to Matthew Hyde. And well wrapped up by Nassazar. Fox. And there. Fox claims the try. They're on the board and back with a grip on the game. 14-6. Canterbury lead Dundas.
That was a very determined run, this one. I think it was Peter Gardner, the centre for Dundas. He steamed onto the ball. He had plenty of defence in front of him, but he wasn't going to let that stop him.
It was Peter Gardner. I think I may have called him Fox. It's Peter Gardner in jumper number 4, and it's good to see. They had to close the ranks to shut out Canterbury in the first 10-15 minutes of this half, and they've come back with a lot of nerve and commitment to roll one on the screen for them. A whop-up. So far as the Dundas mob are concerned, it's 14-8. More respectable scoreline. Canterbury leading Dundas in our Commonwealth Bank Cup match from Lycombe.
Well, last Saturday at Redfern Oval was Western Suburbs. Everyone was asking the question, could the Magpies reproduce their great form that they showed against Canterbury Bankstown the week before? South Sydney, of course, they had other ideas, and they went into the big match at Redfern Oval with a major team change in Bronco to Jura at 5'8", with Neil Baker going back to the fullback position.
The referee today, Graham Annesley, starts to kick off, and I think you'll find in the first half West have a bit of a breeze. Neil Baker stabs it down towards the line. Epiphania at the back will reply. Didn't quite time his kick, but it's going to find touch, is it? No, not quite. Almost scooped it into touch, but there's a penalty for offside as Ross Harrington dashed in. West's inside the 5. First penalty to Souths. Baker, sure-footed, finds it down near the quarter line. Now just watch these South Sydney forwards in the first few minutes here. Well, that's Harrington charging ahead. South's lined out deep. Mario Fenwick split them from dummy half. What a good run. No marking defence. 5 metres out, Souths. Coleman sends it. A long floater. Chisholm pulled down in the centres by Wilfred Williams. 10 from the line. South's looking pretty good. Roberts and Davidson can do a lot of damage in there. Watch those two today. Fenwick at dummy half. Coleman's there. Out to Jura. Jura's almost through. West defence really stretched just a couple of metres from the line. It's the last tackle. Coleman. Here's a try. Baker at fullback. Linking of Coleman. Scores the first try. And Souths from the very first play looked as though they were going to score that. It's a great start for the Rabbitohs. 4-0.
Good play here, you see a switch of play onto the blind side. Good call by Coleman. Coleman realising, there you see the centre. Brett Gale moving in and allowing Baker. They really were at 6s and 7s. Watch the defence here. A good call by Coleman. He's a good player. Baker into the gap. And as you can see, the centre Gale left a gaping hole.
On the angle, into the breeze. He's missed it. Didn't hit it off the side of his boot. So 4-0 to Souths. Brett Ross to play it. Gould from Coleman. Quick ball. Finds this Davidson. He split them. Here goes South Sydney again. He looks for support. Bronco Jura sprinting. Just covered. The South's full of menace here. They're ripping holes in West defence. Coleman fires the long ball. Williams up very fast to make the tackle on Ross, and it's a penalty. A penalty against Wilfred Williams all over Brett Ross. An easier one for Baker than his first shot on the angle, right in front. That's more accurate, and it's 6-0 to Souths. 6 minutes gone in the game. Andrews, Coleman, picked up by Baker. Here we go. Moon steps back infield. Williams picked him up in the end, but he proved elusive. Coleman again. There goes Roberts. He bounces off Bruiser Clark. Gould does a step. West's all at sea in defence again. Roberts, Coleman, little one for someone. Jura's onto it, he'll score. Bronco Jura scores. Beautiful play by Coleman. Coleman put Baker in for the first try, and now he's chipped ahead for Jura to score the second try. It's 10-0 after 13 minutes.
No fluke about this one. This is what he wanted to do straight away. A little dummy, grubber kick through, and Jura says, I love playing 5'8". Get in the action. Here we see again. Watch the little dummy. The gap opened. Schubert went for the pass, and Jura did the rest.
And now Baker is going to add the extras from close range. He missed it. He missed the kick.
You don't see many of those.
Still 10-0. Coleman in there. Chisholm. Bruiser Clark Freeman tried to take him down. Craig Clark Schubert has got him in the end. Here goes Baker again. Will he find space yet? Again down towards the quarter line. Look at this kick. Look at this.
This is the type of thing that breaks your heart. If you're a West player, that is. Look at the size of this magnificent kick. And even the expression on the West player says, how does the guy do it?
Gould. Now he wants someone. Can't slip it. Fennick, Gould, Coleman, Jura. Davidson and Jura getting a bit close for comfort. Field goal. Yes. Baker kicks the field goal. No problem.
Easy stuff. Do it in their half, not your own.
Harrington into a gap. West defence about to be stretched again. Andrews. Chisholm. Gould goes to dummy half. Coleman to Jura. That's Moon. Here comes Baker, and Baker slips it away to Popsy for a try.
Oh, so easy, Jim. Oh, so easy. And that all came about by that bad mistake. By Burns, got them into this position, and just watch how easy it is. The importance of holding the ball up, man running into the space, it's Baker. Notice he doesn't panic, has the man outside, and Podgy says, take my time, thank you. Here you see, watch this beautiful ball here. He'll hold it right until the last minute, magnificent. Baker running through the gap, and using calm, cool pass out wide.
Baker. This is more accurate. 2 points. More burial for Wests. South 17, Wests 2. 15 minutes to go in the first half. Andrews. Coleman. That's Chisholm. Knocked down to Brett Gale. Didn't quite time the pass that time, so West can come back. Michael Neal. Slammed to the ground there by Andrews. Sheehan. Brett Clark. Bruiser Clark. West's getting down towards the quarter. What about a try for your fans, fellas? Freeman. Brett Clark. Neil. To Burns. Oh, he almost got away. Ankle tap by Chisholm. Last tackle for Wests. Michael Neal. He bombs it. It's anyone's. South knocked it down. Here's the Pepper Bridge. Back in field. Squeezed to the ground 2 metres out. Remember, the count started again. Must be a show for Wests. That's Burns. Burns has sighted glory. He's in. South's on the back foot that time, and Alan Burns saw his chance and has scored West's first try. At last.
And boy, didn't they need this one. It's the best passage of play West have put together. Notice the step. Good play by the kid. Here he goes over. Good try. Notice the step. See it on a different angle here. There's the step through. Fennick, a little bit suspect there. Should have gone for the man.
Schubert for the conversion. Yes. 2 out of 2. And that's half-time. 17-8 at half-time. South Sydney scoring 3 tries to 1. Now this is where West's made quite a few errors in the first half, losing possession when they were trying to run play out. That was almost a Shepherd. Schubert went in front of Sheehan.
The big problem for South is that hopefully they don't rely on this lead. They can't allow West to get back into the game.
They're keeping it alive beautifully. Naden's made a good burst. Down towards the quarter. Good play by Wests. West sense that Souths are loafing a little here. Neal. Williams. Roberts dives for him. Naden, but it was forward. A forward pass. So 7 minutes into the second half. It's still 17-8 to Souths. They could have put West out of business, really, in the first half. They didn't. There's still a glimmer of hope for the West boys. Righto, Souths. First big play of this half coming up. That's Chisholm. Dragged from behind. This is where West defence is really going to be under threat. Davidson. Grabbed by Burns.
Watch for the switch to the blind.
Fennick. Coleman with Dura. Lovely ball for Dura. He waltzes in for his second try. Oh, that was a beauty. Craig Coleman being hugged by his mates. Wasn't that a beauty? No defence. It was like touch football, but it was a beautifully executed play by South.
Let's not take anything away from Coleman. Watch how he steps, drags the defence, and Jura says, you beauty, let's go. That is champagne football. That really is great football. Here we see it again. Notice the step. Watch how he pulls in the West players, and there's the gap. That is great football.
This time he's got it. So South lead 23-8, and that try may have put West out of business. Let's see what they can offer from here. Craig Clark again. That's Freeman. Neal. What happened there?
He was looking to get away with it, Jim.
Cut right in front of him. That's the second Shepherd he's missed. Craig Clark. Foul up. Freeman. That's Schubert in for a try. Don't believe it. Schubert scored off Bruce Clark. Bruce Clark kept going, and Schubert was able to latch onto the little popped-up pass.
Well, this is poor defence by South Sydney. Watch the big fella, bumps off one and still keeps his momentum going. 3 in there, and he said, okay, thank you. Schubert just comes through. Even Schubert was surprised. Just watch how the big fella uses his strength here. First one, knocks him off with his thigh. Look at the strength. Good play by the prop here. Gets the ball away, and he can't believe it. There you go. Schubert says, neither can I.
Schubert trying for 3 out of 3. And he's kicked it. 23-14, South Sydney lead. That's Roberts. Can't miss him now with that tape around his head. A bit of a cut just over his eye.
And who was there to greet him? But the 2 West props again.
There's Davidson. Fennick goes into dummy half. South's on the boil again. Gould to Coleman. Back to Bronco Jura. Bit of space here. Oh, just ankle tap by Freeman. Fennick. Davidson. Straight ahead. Davidson still got it, although Andrews was tackled by Schubert. Fennick goes in there. He charges ahead. He's over. Can he get it down? No. Fennick cannot get the ball down. He went over, and West did well to hold him up. He looked as sure as if he was going to get there.
Well, this was poor play by Fennick, and you'll see Gould really mad that Fennick went on his own.
Tight head to West's. Brett Clark. Good break by Brett Clark. Epiphania, look at him go. Where's the support for Epiphania? There goes Naden. Petherbridge is into the corner. He's lost it. Petherbridge went into touch. Petherbridge went into touch, and that all came after a tight head win to West. Look at the play.
Yes, good ball. Maiden got the ball out there. But Petherbridge, instead of going for the line, I think tries to get rid of it. Yes. He would have been better, I think, trying to go for the corner.
West ball from a South scrum win, but a penalty against him for offside. Well, South's won the scrum. Petherbridge is complaining. He's been marched 10. Schubert getting a warning from Yannersley. Schubert not happy about it. Burns. Burns up the middle. Support, please. Touch by Fennick. Count starts again for Wests. Williams. Schubert. Petherbridge with him. Bit of control play from West. They're in a good spot to score here. There goes Alan Fowler. 20 metres from the South Sydney line. West 9 points adrift. Brett Clark. Tackle by Fennick. 2 tackles to go. Craig Clark hunts it up. Someone's got to make a play here. Last tackle for Wests. Fowler. Clark. A bomb. Look at Williams go. And Epiphania's there. He scored. No try. Epiphania couldn't get it down. Well, that was touch and go. Brett Ross with a quick tap. Good play. Gives it to Harrington. There was absolutely nothing in it. That's Moon. He loses it, and it's a penalty to South.
Bit of desperation coming into the West play there. They know they have to get the possession. Here you see the replay of the Epiphania going up there, and just at the vital last second, he loses the ball. Good decision by the referee, Annesley. Johnny on the spot that particular time, but also close for the Magpies. Wouldn't that give us the last vital 10 minutes, Jim?
And there's a lot of tension out there at the moment. Schubert let fly at the referee. Now it's Sinbin's time. Yes, I'm not surprised. Schubert lost control there. 5 minutes into Sinbin, and I'm sure that's for back chat.
No doubt about that. And that's not what you expect from your skipper.
Chisholm. South have had a chance to put them away in the last 10 minutes. Bombed a couple of tries. Dew's pass. Gould to Chisholm. That's Roberts. Hodgie charges ahead. Ross is with him. He goes for the corner. Dragged down by Sheehan. 3 metres out, South Sydney. Hodgie. That's Gould. Davidson. Count starts again. Davidson plays it to Pennant. That's Gould. Chisholm. West, remember, with 12 men. Schubert in the sin bin.
Here's the switch on.
Coleman. Lovely ball. The Moon is in with a try. What a great pass by Craig Coleman. It's the second time in this half that a beautifully timed pass has created a try, and that's the ball game now. Great try. South's 13 points clear.
It's always on Coleman, calling for the ball in the blind side. A neat little dummy, and not a finger laid on Moon. Great play. One of the most underrated halfbacks in Sydney Rugby League football. Craig Coleman. He's had a very, very good game. So constructive.
Baker with a kick as Roberts leaves the field, having made 31 tackles. (29-14). 6 minutes left in the game.
Welcome to the NEC big game for this Winfield Cup round 4 match between Canterbury, Bankstown and Penrith. And today's match comes from Belmore Sports Ground. The Bulldogs, currently on 3 points after 3 rounds of the competition, looking for improvement after their last weekend 8-all draw with Western Suburbs. Their team for today, Michael Potter at fullback, Sandy Campbell plays in jumper number 17, taking the place of Steve O'Brien. The Mortimer brothers in the centres, Callanan, Hagan, Lamb, Langmack, Folkes, Gillespie, Dunn, Johnston, and Peter Tunks doing a capable job as leader. The Panthers are on 4 points and must have regained some confidence after their big win over North last weekend. Their lineup is this midget-like fullback Robards. Then it's Green, Izzard, Bevan, Gonzalez, Clements, Alexander is definitely playing. Connor, Lee, Howell, Butterfield, Roy Simmons is their captain, and Matt Goodwin. And the referee for this match is Giles O'Donnell.
Canterbury running from left to right. Breeze, only a slight one against Canterbury. Gary Howell. It's Brandon Lee in the headgear, number 9. Alexander, who always put it down. Costly knock on. Alexander looking at his hands. Might have had a bit of grease on them or something. It's the NEC replay of the first mistake in the match made by the Dally M Player of the Year, Alexander. Oh, well, he's let that go. I thought for a moment there was going to be a penalty for a scrum collapse, but here's Lamb able to stand in a fragile tackle from Bevan. Played by Potter. Belmore surface, I haven't seen it ever look as good as it does this year. A couple of players I've noticed in lower grades losing their footing quite easily. I can't explain that away. Here's Lamb. It's Gillespie. Howell making the tackle. They're about 32 metres out, Canterbury. Langmack. 5 tackles gone for the Bulldogs. And Lamb pots that kick over into the far corner where it's David Green who'll play it. It's Goodwin. He said in a press interview that
He was using Peter Tunks as a stepping stone to a representative berth. He certainly picked on a fairly big stepping stone. Little dummy by Simmons. Apparently he starred against Norths last weekend with a brilliant exhibition of dummy half play. Alexander strapped up like Cardigan Bay. For those of you not old enough to remember Cardigan Bay, he was a great pacer. Here's Potter weaving over the halfway. We'll talk to Steve Mortimer via Graham Hughes in just a moment. Tunks. Play in the centre of the park. Almost. Now it is. Done. Ooh, good tackle, that one. Number 11 got right underneath the ribcage. That's Tony Butterfield. That kick's going to find touch. So it'll be a Penrith halfback feed. That was a good tackle, wasn't it, on the NEC replay? Beautifully captured too by the guys. Penrith win the scrum, and the lock picked it up after it came out behind the second rower's feet. Let's take your sidelines to Graham Hughes with Stevie Mortimer.
Steve, only been missing 1 week, and already the critics are quick to point out that Canterbury are going to struggle without you.
No, I don't think so, Graham. You know, we've got a couple of players out. Peter Kelly's come back, which is terrific today, but I'm sure the boys can go in these next few games undefeated.
Penrith a point to prove against the top teams, and they're playing in this first half with a strong breeze at their backs.
They are. They're very, very hard side. They've got a good kicking game through the young Alexander, and they're 5'8" as well, but I'm sure our boys will come to the fore today.
A lot of pressure, of course, on the halves, Hagan and Terry Lamb.
There's a lot of pressure, particularly on those two, and also on their halves as well, but I'm sure that Terry Lamb is a champion and a match winner. I'm sure you're going to see a great game by him today, and certainly Michael Hagan has got the experience needed to carry out a big game.
Okay, thanks, Steve.
Billy Johnston making a good run away from dummy half. Struggling to get up. Hagan, Lamb, Langback, short balls for Gillespie, through Peter Mortimer. This is Callanan. The defence might get him, although he's put on a sprint. Oh, he's going to score! Oh, that's deplorable stuff from Penrith. By the same token, let me say that Callanan was in second gear, and I think he fooled Craig Connor. Connor and Alexander both were hopelessly beaten by this man, Callanan. We watch him here, though, closely on the NEC replay. Connor's coming across as though it's a 6-day bike race, and then Callanan goes from second to top, and he lets rip. There, he sort of changed pace a couple of strides back there, and he left Connor grasping at the heels of his boots, and Alexander was beaten badly.
Well, this was simply a case of quick hands by Canterbury. They moved it out to their right-hand side. It appeared that they didn't have an overlap at one stage, but once Gillespie was able to stand in a tackle, he shifted the ball on. It then went to Callanan. Callanan showed a little bit of an in and away. That was enough to beat Connor. Alexander came across and missed him pointlessly in cover defence, and Callanan scored a great winger's try.
Matthew Callanan, the try scorer. Terry Lamb, 5 metres in from touch. Remind me to leave the wind strength to you in future, Graham. I described it as slight. You told me it's strong now.
Well, it is strong, Ray. I was going to say that any first-grade side worth its salt would have to be worth at least half a dozen points.
OK, thank you. Here's Terry Lamb from the 22-5 in. It looks lovely off the boot. Oh, take a bow, Terry. That's straight over the black dot. You'll never be more accurate than that. 6-0, Canterbury leading the Panthers. Alexander getting us going again. A sight that I'm sure Coach Tim Sheens did not want to see after just 6 minutes of time. This is Callan. Penrith's ball. Gonzalez. Alexander, Simmons. Oh, Goodwin is lurking out around third pivot. I don't know whether he's running a decoy or not, but even if you are, you're entitled to be ready to catch the ball just in case somebody forgets his script. This is Campbell. Good chance for Penrith gone begging as a result. Peter Mortimer. Hagan. He was nicely tackled by Goodwin. Just as well he got him when he did. And this is going to be a play on. It's play on, all right. You're quite right, Bill. It's a try. It's a try for Howell. I thought he was going to give a penalty for Shepherd. The two Canterbury players absolutely and totally made a mess of this. Have a look at it. He could have given a penalty for Shepherd, and then all of a sudden they've coughed the ball up, and Gary Howell has gone in to score.
Complete misunderstanding here by Canterbury. It was Mick Potter and Chris Mortimer. Mortimer let the ball go. It hit Gary Howell on the thigh and went forward. Some people might have thought it was a knock-on, but it wasn't.
Well, talk about fluctuating fortunes. Penrith looked absolutely horrible when Callanan scored, and then Canterbury have turned around and looked equally as bad. My mind goes back to Bowstead and Schubert at Cogra many years ago, doing something similar. East and Saints. Alexander now from the 22, 7 in. Round the corner she comes. Come in and shut the door. Beautiful kick by little Greg Alexander. 6-all. Penrith player down injured. Almost on top of him the play. The referee would be entitled to call it up. He's getting up the player in question. This is Simmons inside for Howell. Back it goes, off to Goodwin. Now the player who was injured had to come into the play. Then it was Bevan throwing the ball, finding Green. There's a man in the centre, Izzard, waving to him. I think David Green must have thought he was leaving on a jet plane. Izzard was there waving unmarked in the middle of the park. This is Lee bumbling it onto the ground. He suffered that knock earlier. He's done well actually to get where he is. Here's Lamb. I think David Green hurt there. Penalty to Canterbury. It's against the tackler. It's Craig Connor. Chris Mortimer's line finder is a good one. Oh boy. This is Gillespie. Canterbury's long-serving members of the committee got struck flush on the jaw by that kick as it went over the touchline. Gee, I hope he's all right. He certainly went rubbery-legged there for a while as it goes to Callanan now. Johnston burrowing the ball back into the middle of the ground. A penalty. Well, he's got Johnston for failing to play the ball correctly. You can have a look at this, and probably you could say to yourself, Giles O'Donnell could have gone either way, but he penalised Johnson for not getting up and playing the ball immediately. So Penrith gets the penalty. Tap will be taken about 8 metres on Penrith's side of halfway. Alexander, Simmons, Goodwin. Oh, good tackle by Canterbury's lock, Langmack. Back to the blind side. This is Connor. Touch of one-out stuff there. Lee. Alexander. Cross off. Evans above. That was a nasty ball to give anybody. Here's Peter Mortimer. Play was well read by Robards. Here's Sandy Campbell. Don't give him an inch to move in. He's very fast. Izzard knew what he was dealing with. He held him down as long as he could. Here's Dunn. Out the back for Langmack and across now for Hagan. Tackled on the 22 line. Penrith still recovering after Bevan put it down in the centres. Mortimer. Johnston back into the middle for Tunks. Back from Peter Mortimer to Folks and across for Chris Mortimer to grab a kick. This will be a try. Yes! Matthew Callanan picks up his second. Beautiful little kick by Chris Mortimer. His brother would have been proud of that. They took it back into the middle. Then they spun it wide. It was Folks who let it go, and then Chris Mortimer just plugged that ball into the Callanan wing, and Callanan got a magical bounce. And Canterbury pick up their second try.
In reality, Canterbury was standing fairly flat-footed. The ball wasn't going anywhere. Folks was still. He passed on to Chris Mortimer. Mortimer, as a last option, put the ball in behind the defensive line, and Callanan showed plenty of pace to outspeed Ben Gonzalez.
So there's the kick again from Chris Mortimer. And as I said, his brother Steve would have been totally proud watching that one. And Callanan gets his second try of the match. Terry Lamb, he got the previous one from out here. This one a fraction wider. Leaves the boot, but going wide across the face of the uprights. No change, 10-6 Canterbury.
What's already been exposed in this game is Penrith's traditional weakness, and that's their inability to handle sustained pressure, and Canterbury build their game on that. And if Penrith are going to try and get back into this match, what they've got to do is realise that what they must do is not miss tackles like that and just concentrate for long periods of time. In the past, they haven't been able to do it.
Gillespie plays the ball. Dunn keeps the roll on. Lamb over the halfway. In and between, up to the 22. Alexander chases, but Terry Lamb is over. Canterbury scores their third try. And if Penrith don't fill up a couple of holes out there, we could be in for a cricket score. There's the NEC replay of Dunn at his brilliant best. But Lamb, he didn't take it cleanly, and still he was able to go in and between them. He had Sandy Campbell running outside him. Alexander came on the scene, but too late, and Lamb is able to go in and score.
A good ball here by Dunn. He got his right hand free, flicked it onto Lamb. Brad Izzard stayed out on his man. Roy Simmons didn't have the pace to get across and get to Lamb. And we can see Greg Alexander on the quarter line. He set sail for Lamb. He got to him, but he couldn't hold him, and I don't think I've ever seen Terry Lamb with a bigger smile.
Here's the slide in to score the 4 points for Terry Lamb. His third shot at goal. They've all been from wide angles. In flight. It's all right. It's a goal for Lamb to convert his own try. Canterbury 16, Penrith 6. This is Goodwin. Alexander. Simmons. Standing around about the 5/8 position today, Roy Simmons. We've seen him do this before through Clemens to Izzard.
I think it's a stifling effect on Simmons' game. He's not used as a traditional dummy half. He's used as an organiser, 1 and 2 off the ruck. And now that's not where a good hooker should be. Good hooker should be in a dummy half getting yardage from there.
There's Alexander working with Simmons now. Simmons gets the kick in. Potter goes over to clear. Canterbury player down injured in the background. It's Tunks, the captain. Clutching at his side is Campbell. So let's take your sidelines as Canterbury bring the ball out, and Graham Hughes with the recently returned from England, David Lydiard.
David, welcome home. You've come home to a very open one. 22 minutes gone, 22 points on the board, but unfortunately the wrong way for your club.
Well, it's been a fast game, but we've still got a long time, and Penrith are looking good. I think the weather's not helping anyone out there either.
It is a bit hot, not what you've been used to.
No, I'm used to playing in the snow, mate. The weather's affecting me too. I'm not used to it at all.
Plenty of gaps out wide. How do you stop this Canterbury back line?
Mate, well, they've shown it. They've got the speed out there and they're in form and they're playing well. We're just going to have to pick our game up a bit.
You've come home with a hamstring injury. When you're going to be available for the Panthers?
I'll be right for Wednesday night. I'll probably be on the bench at Leichhardt. We play West and hopefully I'll get a run then.
All right, good luck.
Thanks, Graham.
Tunks is still down injured. Play by Gonzalez. It's Craig Connor. The big captain back on his feet. Penalty to Penrith. Referee O'Donnell asking Canterbury to keep them down. I'm not sure whether it was Gillespie or Dunn that he was actually giving a caution to on the run. Alexander's line finder will see the tap taken about 25 metres out. Tunks was only winded, we're told. Simmons, 2 dummies, and then back to the blind side for Connor. Alexander around the back for Clements. That's a terrible pass to give him. And Clements has done very well. Oh, now he's heading for the ground under a Gillespie special. Talk about bone crusher. Izzard. Green has put it down. So it's going to be a scrum just outside the Canterbury 22. Penalty to Penrith. It's the Canterbury pack for collapsing it. I think he could have got them for any amount of infringements there. So can Penrith find a try here? They're 10 metres out with 6 tackles. Alexander, Simmons, Izzard goes back in to the 10-metre line. They're in the middle of the ground. Here's Simmons, 2 dummies, and then Howe! Gary Howe! Has he got it down? No, he has not. I was talking about him earlier, Gary Howe. I said his defence mightn't be his strongest point, but he certainly is a bus man. He gets back and he really hits the ball up in attack, and here he was. Well, we'll see the Canterbury hand and arm underneath the ball. So close and yet so far. Good scrum win for Simmons. This is Clements.
Oh, Clements died with the ball then, and all it had to be was quick hands. His winger, David Green, was sitting out there on his own.
This is a chance for Craig Connor. Still a metre from the line. Alexander gets it out the back, and it's gone across for Izzard. Through one, 7 metres out from the line. Simmons. 4 tackles gone, I reckon. Alexander, the dummy half, across for Clements. And Bevan's pass was rushed. Knocked backwards, says the referee. 5 gone now. Played by David Green. There's the grubber kick from Alexander. Oh, bad bounce for Potter, but he cleaned it up. See it again. Little grubber kick through by Alexander, and Michael Potter misreading it, so it's a line drop. Straight to Rizzo. Lee. Now good one. Oh. Ball and all tackle by Folks. Alexander's thinking about what he's going to do with the next play. And again he puts it down. Here's the tackle on Goodwin by a much smaller Steve Folks. Fair dinkum. He hit him with everything bar his wisdom teeth.
It was a technically tremendous tackle by Folks. He came in from the blind side. Goodwin couldn't see him coming and hit him right in the correct spot.
Canterbury with Potter. 4-3 the scrums to the Bulldogs. And a couple of massive hits in this match from Gillespie and Folks. Penalty to Canterbury. Chris Mortimer taking the kick for life. Done.
This Penrith defensive line's flirting with danger. They've got a full-back back, a cover defender back, and they're playing 2 markers, which only leaves them 9 in the defensive line, plus some forwards who are sitting out in the back line. I just can't see how they're going to hold Canterbury up wide if they keep this up.
Johnston. Oh, no marker at all. They've gone from the sublime to the ridiculous. 16-6 the score as Canterbury go on another attacking raid. Hagan tried to put Peter Mortimer into the hole. It's a penalty, though, to Canterbury. Offside against Penrith. Yes, knocked down by one Penrith player to another who was miles in front of him. Got away. Just missing it. So scoreline unchanged. 16-6 to the Bulldogs. Callanan, the scorer of 2 tries. Potter. Folks coming off a Langmack special. Geez, matured as a player, Langmack. Lamb. You've got to put them down, Penrith. Lee Johnston. It's a chance. No, that's over the touchline now. Gary Howe was doing his damnedest to keep Matthew Callanan on the wrong side of the ball.
Oh, I'm surprised it wasn't a penalty to Canterbury.
Yeah. Watching that replay, I can see why now. This is Butterfield. A list of big-name players in the Penrith reserve grade side. And I'm just wondering whether this occasion here, playing the premiers at Belmore, might be a little bit of a tall order for some of these young forwards. There's Broman, Jeff Gerard next to him. They're having a bit of a trouble with their scrummaging, aren't they, Canterbury? That's the second against the feed that they've won, Penrith, that I can recall. Alexander out for Gonzalez, who swept around from the left wing to go inside the 22. He was crying for a runner. Izzard had long gone. Now, what's Alexander done this time? Lee it is who's going to play it. Alexander. Oh, picked up by the 5'8" Clements. Torpedo pass from Alexander to Izzard to Gonzalez. He's away from one. He's taken by Peter Mortimer. Got it in field, but it'll be a scrum. Scrum will go down about 10 metres out from the Canterbury line. 4-4 the scrums. The penalties 3-all. There's the scrums against the feed. 2 to Penrith, 1 to Canterbury. Lamb. 6 or 7 minutes from the break. And it's Gillespie tackled as Canterbury breeze through the motions. This is Dunn, commanding plenty of respect. And still they couldn't put him down. Canterbury are doing all of this into the breeze, leading by 16-6. Now here's Robards. Down by Lamb. He was the chief enforcer. Gonzalez. Good one. Simmons. Now that's what we should be seeing more of Royce Simmons, I believe. In around the dummy half play, out second pivot, to me, he has a tendency to slow things down. A lot of people from Penrith, of course, would disagree with that. The bomb up by Alexander, taken by Callanan.
But just to follow that through a bit, Ray, this was a great bomb. Was just in the right spot. Callanan went up for it. Izzard there was to give him some pressure, but Callanan came down with the ball. But just to follow that point through a little bit, Tim Sheens, the Penrith coach, obviously feels that a first and second receiver is of more value than a dummy half. But to my mind, traditional football, modern day football, is about three people. It's about a good dummy half and a good first and second receiver. But in that order, dummy half's your most important man.
Penalty to Canterbury. The tackle will be taken midway between 22 and halfway. Canterbury's end of the ground. This is done. Graham, Peter Tunks. I don't think he's all okay, is he? It's gone over to Gillespie now. Now back to Johnston. 10 metres into Penrith territory. Yes, Graham?
Well, Ray, I just don't know if he's feeling the heat. He did take that knock. The report from the bench was that he was only winded. There was no muscle damage. We thought at first it might have been some ribs, but he's now behind the play getting ready. Well, he was set then to take the ball up. I think he's just feeling the heat a little bit more than anything.
Dummy half Langmack. Lamb shoots that kick into the end goal. It'll go over the dead ball line and come out to the 22 for the tap restart. It's Butterfield. Good one. Simmons. Alexander. Clements putting it down. Folks coming up with it. Well, I'm not going to blame Greg Clements for his name appearing under handling errors on a few occasions. Here's Callanan making another run, and he gets a kick in. He might score. They're holding him back by a hand. Alexander's got the ball and going away with it. Well, that should have been a penalty. I got the distinct impression Callanan was being... Well, there he is for sure. There's a bloke trying to shake hands with him. Gonzalez. Craig Connor. Yes, Clements has been given some dreadful ball. Flick pass from Bevan. All it did was see Brad Izzard cop a shoulder on the chin.
You can't get the fundamental things right. How are you going to get those correct?
This is Campbell. Good player, this kid, Sandy Campbell. This is Lamb. Now it's Hagan. Peter Mortimer back deep and coming onto it. The defence read him pretty well. Potter. Peter Tunks, I don't know whether he's going to continue, Graham. I can see him waving the head negatively towards your area, in fact. Langmack across to Folks.
Well, Ray, there is a further report now to the bench. He has been calling out to the bench. We've been listening to him. Apparently, he has got chest pains. Well, it came from that earlier knock, but he got back up on his feet the first time, and the story then was that he was only feeling as though he's winded. It's something that obviously just come up on him in the last 5 to 10 minutes. Yes, he's waved now, in fact, saying he's no good, get a replacement.
Yeah, what led me to ask you the question, I was thinking, gee, Dunn's taking it up all the time. What happened to the other front rower? And then I remembered that Tunks got hurt earlier and he was standing back right out of the action.
There's only a few minutes, in fact, to go to half-time, and no doubt Warren Ryan will make a decision at that point who he'll put on in the second half, but it could be someone like Peter Kelly, who had his first game back in the reserve grade today.
Yeah, but Tunks could also be seriously hurt, Bill. You've got to get him out of there as quick as you can. You can't wait for a couple of minutes to half-time. 2 minutes could be, well, it could be tragic. You never know what's wrong with the bloke. Could have a rib puncturing a lung or any damn thing. Alexander across to Simmons now. Campbell. Hagan. Bit of sun peeping through as Lamb puts a little kick. Here goes Callanan again. Izzard goes in to clean it up. By Jove, Callanan's having a busy day. He must think he's the most popular player in the team. Everybody's trying to promote a try for him. Half-time siren has sounded 16-6 in favour of Canterbury. Canterbury making a change with Peter Tunks taken from the field at half-time. His replacement, Graham Hughes.
John Elias in 22 has gone into the second row, Ray, and David Gillespie has gone up into the front row with Steve Folkes leading the side out in the second half.
This is Elias with the ball now. Joined Canterbury from Brisbane. Here's the top tackle counters in the first half. Dunn, he had to lift his work rate. Tunks had only made 7. Dunn made 18. Folkes 16. Connor and Lee 16 apiece for Penrith. Lamb's kick going down to David Green. And he's going to put the scrum down on the Penrith 22. A statistic that Tim Sheens would shudder at. 12 handling errors for Penrith, 4 for Canterbury. This is Elias and across for Potter. Chris Mortimer. Tackler was Izzard. Potter. Again the tackler, Brad Izzard. Folkes. Lamb. Oh. Langmack was on the end of that tackle. It was a great tackle. As we see Hagan put the grubber kick through. Izzard had it, lost it, got it back again. Will be a line dropout. The referee has called timeout. This was the grubber kick where Brad Izzard came in, took it, and juggled it before being forced in goal. Now, Craig Connor is down injured as well. He would have clashed heads with Brandon Lee when they hit Langmack simultaneously in a good tackle that I described to you earlier. This is Potter now. Hagan. Elias. Good time for Canterbury to strike. They're only playing 11 men as Elias goes to within about 10 metres of the line. That's Gillespie. Well, they're wide and very deep to the left, Canterbury. Penrith just has to run out of numbers. Across to Langmack, inside for Peter Mortimer. Still 10 metres out. Repeating, it's 13 versus 11 at the moment. As Hagan dummies and tries to jink his way through. But they must spread the ball to the extremities of the ground. Elias across for Folkes. Back in for Elias. And he puts it down. Connors will not continue. We're led to believe, as you can see, the benchman, the trainer saying, get somebody else out here. So Fenton picking the ball up from the back of the scrum. This is Green. Ball played by Lee. Here's Fenton out to the 22 line. Alexander. Potter. Tackler was Bevan. Campbell. Pursued and caught by Bevan. And Canterbury on the attack with Johnston about 10 metres into Penrith's area. Hagan. Elias. Hagan. Lamb. Back for Hagan. Out wide for Chris Mortimer. Potter. And Robards it is with the ball now. Peter Mortimer making a long run to make the tackle. And a penalty goes to Penrith as we go to the sidelines. Here's Graham Hughes with Greg Brentnell.
Greg, you're back home now in Wagga, one of the few games you get to see live.
Yes, it's a good opportunity to get out and see the boys go around, and unfortunately this is the last weekend we'll have, but I won't have commitments, Graham.
Yeah, fairly scrappy first half.
Yeah, I enjoyed it though. There's a couple of good tries scored, and certainly it's not getting any easier out there in the middle.
I believe you've gone back to your old job for the New South Wales Rugby League.
Yes, I'm working as a development officer in the area and thoroughly enjoying it.
And of course they're starved, or have been in past years, of football.
Well, they have been. We're now getting a little bit of coverage. Unfortunately, we don't get tonight's game until 10:30 at night, but certainly there's plenty of interest in the country areas and plenty of people wanting to play football anyway.
You still miss it? Do you think you might have given it away too early?
Oh, I don't think so, no. I enjoy the country life. It's, as I say, down on the sideline, it's a little bit harder.
Great to see you, Greg.
Thanks, mate.
Alexander. This is Butterfield. Good pass. Gary Howe. Potter's there to cover, though. Callanan. Lamb. It's going to find touch. The NEC replay of the line finder from Terry Lamb, a lot of metres there. Langmack. Elias. No knock on, he's indicating off the feet. Done. And a penalty goes to Canterbury. Penrith inside the 5. Good kick. Straight between the uprights. Another goal for Terry Lamb and another 2 points for Canterbury. Callanan. Penalty for Canterbury. Matthew Callanan was worming his way along. Right in Bronco. Done.
Everything that Canterbury are doing is a yard faster than what Penrith are doing. When Canterbury are tackled, they get up and play the ball, and invariably there's a Penrith defender still left on the ground.
Johnston. Lamb across for Hagan to dummy one way and then try and break through. He has done, and he's picked up Sandy Campbell. Campbell's beautifully taken by Robards. A tough tackle for young Robards. Here's Potter. Came off the knees of Robards, and it's been dived on by Canterbury. He's ruling the turnover. Ball was kicked on the last tackle by Canterbury. It was kicked into a Penrith player who, in the opinion of the referee, did not play at the ball. So that doesn't nullify your tackle count. Goodwin. Bevan. Simmons. 5 gone for the Panthers. Second rower Lee was the man who kicked that. And Campbell goes back with it. Whoops! Penrith come up with the ball. This will be a penalty if he doesn't get away from him. It's clearly a Penrith ball. Penalty to Penrith. Well, how much longer did the referee need to make that decision? Campbell, the offender. Here is the tackle by David Green. Out went the ball. And it looked like Penrith had it, but then again Campbell felt that he never really lost it. But that's not the point. The referee had told Penrith to play. So we're back now with this scrum in the middle of the ground, 25 metres out from the Canterbury line. Canterbury a differential. Done. Folks. It's Gillespie. We're on the 22 line. Hagan, Lamb, the 2 Mortimers, and Peter it is who gets the ball. Chris. 5 gone. Terry Lamb. They work the blind side. Langmack puts the kick across the ground. Gillespie's going through hard. David Green takes the ball in goal, decides to run it out. Powell now playing it. He could, of course, have stood their ground, Penrith, and walked up to the 22 and taken a place kick. Instead of that, they've used 3 tackles now to get just beyond the 10-metre line. This is Fenton. 5 tackles and they're on the quarter. Alexander. Well, Millie, no, Potter's there in time. Gonzalez making a smother tackle. Whoop. A swinging arm in there brought a groan from the crowd. Failed to find its mark. In fact, it was not even a swinging arm. It was simply a pat on the head almost from Goodwin. It looked worse than it certainly was. Lamb. Potter. It was a good tackle by Bevan. 5 gone for Canterbury. Hagan. Torpedo punch straight down to Green. Izzard. Alexander, Simmons, Fenton. Eighteen to 6, no change. Oh dear, oh dear. Penrith putting it down behind them. Greg Clements again on the end of a handling error. Alexander, charged down attempt by Canterbury. Robarts tries to make the tackle on Hagan.
Penrith are having all sorts of difficulties just trying to ruck the ball out of their own quarter, and it shows once again that they have this inability under sustained pressure to be able to come up with any answers.
Dunn, inside for Lamb. Johnston. Folks. Now they're going to go for a drop goal. He's sweet. Further point for Canterbury. Goal kick by Terry Lamb, who has now scored a try and contributed a drop goal plus the 2-pointers that they've accrued. And 19 to 6. Johnston supporting the big forward. Hagan's got to spread the ball. He does. Callahan's going to the 22. 8 metres out from the line. Lamb. Potter. Dunn. Folks. Peter Mortimer. Brother Christopher. Back inside for Peter. That's a try. With the Mortimer stamp of approval written right across it. Wonderful family of footballers. And the brothers Peter and Chris put it together. After the ball was kept alive by the inner men, Folks in particular. Peter stood up a Penrith player, got it to Chris, turned it back inside for his brother who supported him in and around and away. And there's Canterbury's 4th try.
It all started when Paul Dunn stood in the tackle, was able to pop back a pass. We'll see it here to Steve Folks. Folks himself looked like he was going to die with the ball, but he got it back onto Peter Mortimer, onto Chris. And a great understanding here between the two brothers. He fired it back to Peter. Peter stepped off the right foot, beat Roy Simmons and comes round to improve his position.
Peter Mortimer scored, I think, 11 tries last year. Well, we hear from the sideline that Penrith are going to make some changes, and I was talking earlier about some big-name forwards in reserve grade sitting on the bench. I think they're going to come on now, aren't they, Graham?
They are. Darryl Broman in 24 and Jeff Gerard back from England in 53 for Brandon Lee and Tony Butterfield.
So the new brigade goes out and the old brigade comes in. And Terry Lamb, 12 metres in from touch. He hits it beautifully. Joby's kicked well here today. 25 to 6. Canterbury sailing along without a care in the world. Darryl Broman on the field. Nice time to be sent into a football match. Trailing 25 to 6. 20 minutes to go. Couldn't be blamed for hiding at the back of the bench, hoping they wouldn't find you. Here's Potter. Callanan. Dunn has been my best player, with 20 to go anyway. Had a lot of tackles in that first half, and he still took the ball up. Created one try. This is Robards away from Lamb, and he's held 25 metres out from his line. There's Alexander with the ball now. Gerard turning it inside for Gary Howe. Further infield for Clements. Out she comes again. Oh, gee, Clements has been involved in a lot of errors. I went in to bat for him in the first half, you might remember. I said he was getting some dreadful ball given to him, but that's the 5th handling error he's been involved in, and a couple of them in the second half have been his and his alone. Knock on, or beg your pardon, it's gone forward. Penalty to Penrith. That's against Canterbury for screwing the scrum. It's a trick that nearly all first-grade sides apply when they haven't got the feed, just to screw it away so that they take the other hooker's eye line off the ball. So here's the ball coming through on the bounce to Roy Simmons. Parcelled up. Sideline comment, Graham Hughes.
Well, I've been waiting and waiting in this second half for Greg Alexander to put his stamp on the game. We've read all week about how he's battled to get his leg right to play in this game. He's heavily strapped. I expected him when Terry Lamb scored his try in the first half. I expected him to pick Lamb up. He's noted to be a lot quicker than Terry Lamb. Again, I just repeat, when is he going to put his stamp on the game? He's just got to take it by the teeth and try and get this Penrith side into that try line area of Canterbury Bankstown.
Gonzalez. The arm carrying the ball apparently hadn't come in contact with the ground. He was still able to unload, so the referee allowed play to go on. The scrum is to go down now 15 metres out from the Canterbury line. I was just watching big Jeff Gerard. He took the ball up while Graham was talking, and he was looking for somebody to come off him. He turned around and said to them, he appealed with a gesture, come up, come with me. Here's Canterbury now making the ball sing along the back line. And Campbell is held on the 22. Langmack. Campbell again. Out it goes to Lamb. Folks. Dunn's out very wide. Hagan. Langmack. Potter. Lamb. They have found an opening. They were prizing for this one. And Lamb has tackled. I would like to know who the first man there in support was. This man, Johnston. Now Potter. Now Langmack. Callanan's going for his third. Callanan's over the line. 3 tries for Matthew Callanan. So Billy Johnston got into dummy half. He got a quick play of the ball. It went from Potter, then to Langmack, on to Callanan. He stood Alexander up. He beat him once, had to take him across the line. And Callanan gets his third.
Canterbury stacked the short blind side. Billy Johnson fired the ball onto Potter, then onto Langmack, who did very well. He went in to draw the defence in towards him and off Callanan. Callanan, for the second time in the match, was able to beat Greg Alexander hopelessly and plunge over.
3 tries for young Matthew Callanan. I can remember doing the match Canterbury-Balmain. He had a horror match that day, so he's deserving of a good match, particularly on television. The lone Bulldog flag, certainly not a signification here of surrender. They're miles in front. 4 from 6 for Terry Lamb. He's had an outstanding game, this little fellow. My confreres might outvote me on this man of the match today, I reckon. There was a deathly silence when I made a comment earlier. Here's Lamb from the sideline almost. He's got it. Terry Lamb with a magnificent kick. 31 points to 6. There's the siren. A merciful sound, I would think, for Penrith. After a whopping win last weekend, they've been beaten 31 to 6 today. Callanan 3, Lamb and Peter Mortimer 1 each. Lamb 5 goals and a drop goal. A total of 15 points for Terry Lamb. Howell a try for Penrith. Alexander a goal. Let's have a look at the scores now from around Sydney, keeping in mind that yesterday South 29 defeated Western Suburbs 14. Canberra 26 defeated Cronulla 12. Parramatta, they took the full 80 minutes to defeat Illawarra 12 points to 8. Canterbury 31, Penrith 6. Manly 16, Balmain 14. And remembering that Norths play East tomorrow. Just looking at that Manly-Balmain match, 9 minutes into the first half, it was the combination of Vaughton and Cox that saw Manly lead by 6 points to nothing. And then at the 28-minute marker, it was Gary Bridge and Wayne Pearce on to Gary Jack before they scored a converted try, and it was 8 points all. Stephen Humphries scored for Balmain. It took them to 14 points to 8. And then 10 minutes into the second stanza, Cox gave it to Hasler, and he was in to score. It was converted, and 14 points all. Shortly thereafter, Cochrane kicked a penalty goal, and Manly, unlike last Sunday, had the good fortune smiling on them, winning by 16 points to 14.
At Parramatta Stadium, it was a trailless first half, with Parramatta looking the most threatening. On this occasion, the movement broke down when Graham Atkins failed to gather the pass, so at half-time, a couple of penalty goals had the match delicately poised at 2-2. Parramatta put their nose ahead 10 minutes into the second half when Graham Atkins potted another penalty goal. Against the run of play, the Steelers scored the first try of the match when some quick hands saw Alan McIndoe cross for his 5th try of the season. Then, heartbreakingly for Illawarra, a simple wraparound from Sterling to Taylor put Parramatta back in the lead, 10 points to 8. A late penalty goal from Graham Atkins gave Parramatta a winning scoreline of 12 to 8.
At the Seaford Oval, Don Furner's Canberra Raiders proved their midweek success was no fluke, with their first premiership win of the season over Cronulla Sutherland. The Raiders scored 2 first-half tries to lead by 10 points to 0 at the break. Big Test centre Mal Meninga had a hand in both the tries, scored by O'Sullivan and fullback Gary Belcher. The Sharks did come back in the second half with tries by Carney and Docking, but Canberra always had the buffer and ran out easy winners by 26 points to 12, continuing the Sharks' run of outs at the Seaford Oval.
There's the premiership table. Parramatta on 8, Souths and Manly 6, Canterbury 5. Easts and Norths, of course, tomorrow have a chance to go up to 6 points. Penrith, Balmain, Cronulla, St George are all there. Illawarra and Canberra on 2, Wests are on 1. Next weekend, it's East playing Canterbury, Cronulla versus Parramatta, Illawarra plays Manly, Balmain versus St George, Penrith versus Souths, West take on Canberra, and Norths have the bye. So there's the program for this week. I certainly hope you've enjoyed it, and we look forward to doing it again when next we get together on This Week of Rugby League.